You're listening to the podcast on jasonsolomons.com, and I'm joined by the wonderful Italian director Luca Guadagnino. Ciao, Luca.
Ciao, thank you for wonderful.
Congratulations on your new film, A Bigger Splash, which I enjoyed thoroughly. I said to my wife, who I was watching it with, after about 2 minutes, I loved this movie. I said, because you'd already got the atmosphere right. I knew all the ingredients were there for the movies that I loved. The kind of setup is right. I like the heat, I like the pool, I like the style, but I knew that because of the title, I think, that there was going to be ripples in this swimming pool.
Great, thank you. I think that we really put a lot of attention in chiseling that beginning. You know, like you have some sort of neurotic juxtaposition. You start with this rock star going on stage in a bit blasé mood, but then when she hits the stage and she sees this huge mass of people, she is feeling the strength from them, and then cut to the complete solitude of a bare, naked holiday on the roof of a Mediterranean house. And that was something that I'm pretty proud about.
Yeah, well, because as technique goes, that did it. I think we all feel that, you know, and I think audiences will come in from the streets, a busy day at work, and they're going to see that, and we all feel like the tumult, and then suddenly to the silence. It's a beautiful kind of. It's like we've taken that flight without even, you know, having to go 2 hours on an aeroplane. So that's filmmaking. That's cinema for you. And we can see immediately that it's Tilda Swinton and the brilliant Matthias Schoenaerts as well. It's kind of a European flavour to this.
Well, I mean, one of the beauty and the greatness of doing my job is the opportunity to create worlds and create a relationship in the realm of fiction that comes from putting together great personalities such as Tilda Swinton and Matthias Schoenaerts. You know, like what a couple. Mm-hmm. And I think even if they only exist in A Bigger Splash, they are so strong that it's like as if they exist in at least in my imagination. And Ray Fiennes, of course, is another addition to the duo, and the trio becomes a quartet with Dakota Johnson. So I think the variety, the eclecticism of those four personalities is so strong that I feel blessed that they were all gathering together to act in front of the camera for this movie, and to see the complete ease and the total sense of life lived together that they communicate on the screen. It's miraculous.
So what are you going to have?
No, she can't talk, all right?
I would love a daiquiri.
Marianne.
Have a daiquiri. Hotels are booked solid. There's meant to be one room left at the yacht marina. Imperial says there's a queen bed we could use on the boat. At any rate, we've got to get out and enjoy the weather tomorrow because the Scirocco's on its way. That's the warm wind from the Sahara I was telling you about.
With rain?
Well, no, it's dry with sand.
Marianne, Paul's headaches, are they a problem?
Oh, Harry, stop. You can't talk. I'm not going to repeat it.
Now, tell me about the collaboration, because when you've got artists like Tilda Swinton and Ray Fiennes, who are such good actors, but they are artists about their acting. They contribute a lot to your script, which I'm sure was terrific. But they're going to bring ideas. I mean, let's start with Tilda, whom you've collaborated with before in I Am Love and a protagonist. She's silent throughout the movie because she's had this operation on her throat. Was that in the script? Was that her decision?
Well, that wasn't in the script. Actually, it became in the script only after Tilda, me, and Dave Kajanek, the fantastic writer who wrote this script. We all gathered in the Highlands where Tilda lives in Scotland, and Tilda told us, listen, I do truly believe that Marianne Lane shouldn't talk because she has to find other ways of communication, other ways of reacting to this massive wall of sound that comes off of the mouth of Harry, and she gave us this input saying, what if, like many singers, she has had a throat operation that had left her without voice for a while, and what if she can't talk, or she decides not to talk, and I felt immediately that even if this would have meant to disrupt the current script and to really get rid of a lot of great stuff and slim down the script in terms of the length, but also to complicate the action and reaction between characters, I felt that it was such gold behind this idea that we had to dig and get this gold out in the surface. And after the first slight shock that Dave felt,
I was going to say, he'd written all these words, and then she goes and cuts
there
them all.
was a slight shock, but also being the wonderful, clever man, that also was a great excitement for him, and he went away and came back with the address note that Marianne Lane wasn't talking, and it was fantastic. And I can reveal, I can't have more praise for Studio Canal, who financed this movie. They are fantastic, and they are doing a great job for the release of the movie, and I'm making a bad advertisement for myself as a director, but I tend to be a bit of a chess player, and this was a very strong change, but we didn't communicate to the studio until a few days before shooting, and they were very cold-blooded. They say, okay, we feel you know what you're doing. And I believe that eventually this idea that could have been shocking and really maybe jeopardized the making of this movie with other studios is one of the things that makes this movie possibly, if it is, special as it is.
Yeah, because I don't miss Tilda's voice in it. We see her enough. She's a great presence in the movie, and that's what, Tilda is a presence, she's a charisma, she's ethereal, and she kind of inhabits the space without needing to say anything. I think it's kind of genius, but kudos to you for not sort of saying, no, thanks, Tilda, you're going to speak.
Kudos to Tilda for the idea.
Is it you? Is it you? Yes! God, I am so happy to see you. Oh, why didn't you let me know you were here? You know I love this place. I'm in Rome all summer. You can talk, can't you? Come on, tell me you're better. Yes, you are. What? What, not at all?
Well, the doctor said 2 more weeks.
Also, I think it's fantastic that, Marianne Lane is a legendary rock star, and I hope you go away from the movie with that sensation established in the film. But it's a sort of wonderful life reflecting cinema and the other way, because Tilda is such an icon as well. She's a living legend herself. So there is something beautiful in the way those two person, real and fictional, mirroring in one another.
Was Marianne Lane the character based on any particular rock star? I've seen her compared to Bowie in some ways. I couldn't really think who it might be, although I got it immediately. Marianne Faithfull, obviously the name it reminds of that, and then you've got the Rolling Stones kind of coming up in the movie. So I was thinking about her, but she's a bit more contemporary than that.
Well, because the movie is set in 2011, and because we really concentrated in the beginning of the preparation of the film on the present time in the island, the first idea we got was that she was, in a way, a different persona than the public persona. Like, how is Lady Gaga when she's having a holiday far away from anybody with her husband? Or, and maybe she's quiet and she's she has a sort of very soft demeanor. So our first imagination came from Ingrid Bergman when she lived in Italy for a few years with Roberto Rossellini. We wanted to give that kind of timeless lounging, softness.
Yeah. And of course they made Stromboli together, which is another Sicilian island opposite to Pantelleria.
And Viaggio in Italia, which is the secret textbook that I studied to do this film. A British couple, George Sanders and Ingrid Bergman. I mean, Ingrid is not British, but in the movie she is.
I thought a bit of L'Avventura as well of Antonioni, because it's set in Pantelleria, I think, in Sicily.
Well, when we have the mystery, of course, and an island and an uncommunication, you hit Antonioni necessarily. So we also thought of who was Marianne Lane in the public times. And I personally thought very much of Chrissie Hynde, and also because of the contemporaneity of Roisin Murphy, very, very much. But the unconscious always precedes us. And so, then you have this reference to the Bowie that came out naturally. And then we have the Rolling Stones, who are not only musically listening to the movie, but they are really part of the plot and part of the characterization of the milieu, being like some sort of invisible protagonist of the film, that also probably they had something to do with the Marianne Lane conceptualization.
And it takes you back to the summer house in the south of France where they recorded often, and Marianne Faithfull would go and visit as well. So the kind of folklore, I suppose, of the creativity behind rock as well, which Ralph Fiennes brings with him. You got Ralph Fiennes dancing. I've seen Ralph Fiennes dance like when he's relaxed, at the BAFTAs and back there, and he doesn't dance as well when he's dancing for himself as he does in your movie.
Well, that was great. Ralph is divine, and I think he really felt very at ease with the idea of letting it go. We were very aware that we didn't want to make Harry like above the rhyme character for the sake of it. We were very aware that there was a necessity of balancing that properly. So I think what the art of his performance is that you have a full body of nuance, and then you go from the high-pitched notes to the very subtle ones in his character, because he is the spirit of the party, but as all the parties, there is also a dark side to it. There is also some sort of melancholy to it, and he carries that very, very beautifully. Regarding the beautiful scene in which the beautiful performance, not scene, let other people judge if it's good or not, but the beautiful performance of him dancing on an emotional rescue, it was a nice way of putting it together, because Ralph called me once and said to me, there is this choreographer called Anne E, who I saw at work in a play, and I feel that this woman knows how to unleash me, and so we said, fantastic, why don't we try to contact her and check with her if she would be available to do something for the role. So we all gathered together, we spoke about it, and me and Anne and Rafe, we all agreed that we didn't want to make a choreography itself, but we rather would love to find a way for Rafe to find this energy within himself and to be confident enough to create his movements within a direction, but not a cage.
Because he's got the moves like Jagger, to quote the pop song slightly, but the shirt is out, the stomach's out, he moves it fantastically. The costumes all kind of contribute to everything. I mean, it's a tribute to the film because it's a great cocktail of costumes, location, drama, character, and threat as well, and mystery, which is that's what I like on my summer holiday. So I think you captured it brilliantly, Luca Guadagnino. Thank you so much, molto grazie, and congratulations, auguri, tanti auguri on A Bigger Splash.
Grazie. We say in Italy merda merda for the opening of the movie, 12th of February.
A big merda for all of you.
Thank you.